Why are we always trying to be so perfect? Recently, I've been thinking a lot about perfectionism, its impact on our lives, and the reasons we might try to be perfect. A couple of days ago, I watched a fascinating video by the psychiatrist Ian Gilchrist called The Divided Brain. It was all about how the left and right hand sides of the brain work differently, and how the left side works more in the abstract, making sense of things by simplifying them, but the right hand side of the brain takes a broader view and looks at things in context with all the complexities. Both are hugely important in the way we function and live, but his hypothesis is that for various reasons, society is increasingly becoming left-hand side heavy. This leads to the prioritisation of simplification and codification over complexity and difference, and in turn leads us to create more and more rules to control life. The right side looks for and is excited by difference. The left side codes out difference to help us understand things. Both are important, but as we become more left-hand side heavy, we lose the benefits that the right hemisphere brings. Then a few days ago, I saw an article on the BBC about how people struggle to post unglamorous images of themselves on social media, or anything that might be boring or negative. How they feel they can only show the best bits of their life. We're all aware of the body image pressure there is out there for both genders. The pressure to seem perfect to the outside world in all ways seems only to be increasing with social media. The desire to appear perfect to the world isn't a new thing, but these days it's so much harder to escape the pressure. I'm someone who's always struggled with social interactions over the years. I was painfully shy as a child, and I've always felt that there was a set of rules somewhere, a book maybe, that everyone else had access to, but that was hidden to me. If only I had access to that book, I would stop making social mistakes. I would fit in, and I'd finally get things right. The feelings were so strong that I would say to myself, what am I supposed to do in this situation? With this sense of certainty that there was a right or wrong thing to do in every circumstance. And if I could perfect things, then I could make everything better with all my relationships, from friendships to family to business. My left brain was trying to make sense, simplify and codify relationships so that I could do them right. What I'm beginning to understand now is that there's no right way of doing things. Sure, there are often wrong ways, but there are so many different right ways to do things. I felt so vulnerable in social situations that my left brain was stepping in to protect me. If it could work out the rules, then it could fix it for me, and I wouldn't make mistakes or have to feel vulnerable again. The wonderful thing is that life is just not that simple. And this is where the right brain serves its purpose. McGilchrist says that the perfection of the left hemisphere is bought ultimately at the price of emptiness. He refers to the quote that's attributed, rightly or wrongly, to Einstein: "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind a faithful servant." We've created a society that honours the servant and has forgotten the gift. The perfection we seek in order to protect ourselves from vulnerability and failure is not a reality. It does not reflect the true nature or beauty of the world. To allow the right hemisphere's view of the world to take a greater role in our lives, we have to accept this, and that we cannot understand or control everything. The psychiatrist Dan Siegel talks about how we need to integrate the left and right hand sides of our brain, and that an overemphasis on either side can be unhelpful. An overemphasis on the left side causes us to be cut off from the holistic sense of things and to lose context. He also talks about how the right-hand side of the brain is incredibly important for forming and enjoying relationships with others. A move away from the right brain and a greater reliance on the left brain processing not only oversimplifies the world, but it would also seem to detrimentally impact our ability to connect with others. So my endeavour is to stop being so scared of the right brain's messy, incomplete view of life. Accept all the differences there are between who I am and my perceived view of a perfect person, and embrace the vulnerabilities. Let's see how long I last. If we work on using the right-hand side of our brains and embrace our differences from our imagined perfect, perhaps we won't find others' differences from the norm so hard to comprehend, and we won't need our left brain to fit them into a set of rules or codes in order to accept them.